Hello and welcome. This is another week and we at Outlook are back again with another issue of our magazine. I am Ruben Banerjee, the Editor-in-Chief of Outlook, and joining me today are Pranay Sharma, our foreign editor, and Salik Ahmed, who is a senior reporter with us. And being an anniversary issue, we rightfully are in a very celebratory mood, and we decided to celebrate this special occasion with a particularly fascinating issue of this magazine, and this is how it looks like. And because it's our 24th birthday, we decided to look at spend 24 hours with 24 people, a mix of very famous people and not so famous. And this is how it opens up the package. We are very interesting people with whom we spend 24 hours, and one of them is Ruskin Bond, as you can see. Salik, how was it to you anchored this package? How was it? How was the experience like?
It was great. I mean, like, the whole idea was to try, not technically, but try into the lives of these people and to take a different look at them. And there were a lot of very curious bits that emerged from following them for a day. For instance, Ruskin Bond, he loves to watch WWE, and he's also fond of Golgappa and chaat and all. Ravish Kumar, he's inundated with requests from fans all day. Everybody wants to just meet him and like hug him for 2 minutes, meet him for 2 minutes. And it seems harmless, but then like 200 such requests coming in every day, of course it's not possible. And Sunny Leone loves making parathas. She loves making
aloo parathas,
new dishes for her children every day. And children are central to her life. And there are so many facets of their life that we did not know before.
So, and the people we covered, we spent 24 hours with, included Ruskin Bond, then Virendra Sehwag, and Sunny Leone, and very interesting. And then of course we had the television anchor Ravish Kumar, who Salik, you spent 24 hours with him. And it's a curious, interesting mix of famous people, as I said, and not so famous. And we had we spent 24 hours with a tram driver, a magician, and yes, and also this one particularly fascinated me, a lady cremation worker in Chennai. And then we had a couple who have set up their own huge large private forest. So very interesting tidbits from their lives. A lady bouncer, when women apparently in this country are not, they don't feel safe, it's a woman who have been protecting both men and women at a pub. Very interesting and very thought-provoking. And as always, like, this issue is packed with very interesting stories. We have all other stories as well, including whatever the post-elections in Sri Lanka. Pranay, would you like to take us through?
Yeah, the elections were very important because Sri Lanka is not only a neighbor, its geographical position also makes it a very important country for India. We've had long historical ties with Sri Lanka. Of late, there were some issues between the two countries which has been sorted out, and the new president, soon after his election, as we know that, the Easter terror bombing had created wide-scale panic in the country. It had also affected the tourism industry, which employs about 500,000 Sri Lankans and is one of the source for its revenue. So all that had happened, and there were attacks on religious minorities in different parts of the island. So they needed a leader a strong leader in that sense. The interpretation is who can bring back the country on track and restore the confidence of the people, which had taken a serious beating. That is one part. The other is obviously a question a lot of people who observe developments of Sri Lanka are asking, how he would manage a policy where two big players in the region, one is China, the other, as I mentioned, India, how he is going to pursue policies where both countries have shown their interest. Chinese stakes in Sri Lanka are also increasing in recent years.
And the Sri Lankan president, he is coming to India.
So that is interesting because all senior elected leaders of Sri Lanka traditionally had made Delhi their first port of call, and Gotabaya Rajapaksa is also not breaking away from that. But the other interesting development which has taken place, his elder brother and former president is now becoming the Prime Minister of the country. So between the two Rajapaksas who had played a key role in 2009 in ending the ethnic war with the Tamil Tigers, that is also an issue because that raises concerns among the Tamilian population, both in Sri Lanka and also in India, in Tamil Nadu. Already a lot of leaders have red flagged that with the Prime Minister. So we will see that on the 29th when he comes, what are the issues they're going to discuss and how in India-Sri Lanka relations pan out in future.
And by all measure, like, this is a great issue, and because it's our 24th anniversary, it's also time for us to reaffirm our commitment to practicing the gold standard of journalism. Very impartial we have been, and we are very proud of the fact. And this is a very riveting issue, and we hope to keep coming and giving you a magazine which truly stands nothing apart from truth. Thank you. See you again next week.